Blimey. We've seen some times, haven't we? The Pact Sworn Alliance, the Skittergates. Just the beginning, as it turned out. There was that business up in Bergenhafen. And that trip Alicia had us taken to the past. What about those beastmen, eh? Nasty buggers. Then we broke the winds of magic. Or so Sienna said. Kerillian was livid, as usual. Now, was it the Citadel of Eternity next? My memory's a little hazy. No! Castle Drakenfels, of course! Fancy forgetting that. Old Salty got played by that demon prince. Sucker! Let us dance through the chaos wastes. Bardin wouldn't stop singing. Yes, sir, we've seen sun times. Mona says there's plenty more to come. Me? I wouldn't have it any other way. Long live the Uber's right bloody five! That's what I say! Now, who's up for a quiet drink?
Alrighty, mic check. Can you all hear us? Do we have audio issues? It's been a while since we've had a stream. No, yes, loud and clear. Okay. Catfish. Nice. Can you hear this catfish?
Can you hear me?
Oh my gosh, no audio issues yet. This is the 5th anniversary gift that we have no audio issues. Not yet. Okay, I see you, Hedge. It's huge jinx. Yep. see, Silver Fox has been through this gauntlet before, and he knows exactly how this works. So
it's just destined that we'll have something.
Yeah, it's destined.
Technical issue.
We will have something. All right. So welcome to the 5th anniversary stream. My name is Akshi. I'm product marketing manager on Vermintide, and with me today I have a special guest who's tag teaming with me.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. My name is Catfish, and I am going to be the community manager for Vermintide going forward. Some of you may already know me from Darktide, but it's super cool to start getting involved with Vermintide stuff as well.
I have been informed that when I went to introduce you this way, it's actually this way, like that way. Yeah, it's opposite. It's opposites on camera. Yes, exactly. Yes, so this live stream is going to be split into 2 parts for our 5th anniversary. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to talk to our voice actors of the Uberstrike 5, or 4, it doesn't matter. Barden was too busy getting Bugmans and could not make it this stream, but maybe we will see him in the future. So that will be about an hour. After that, we will move on into a little bit of Vermintide Q&A with me, and I'll answer what I can, along with Catfish. And then we will move into some community stuff, see some art. I've heard that there's maybe some and fun animations involved. I'm not sure if he's revealed them yet or if he's given us an exclusive. And then we will play a quiet drink together, and of course you are welcome to join us in that event. So, with that said, what are you guys looking forward to in the voice actor panel? Who are you looking forward to hearing from? Sienna and Salty.
Great. All of them is a great answer as well,
Kruber.
though.
Bentinck. Bentinck? I don't think that's his name. Good try. We do have the elusive Kerillian joining us in this voice actor panel. So, for context, Catfish, we had Tim on earlier for a community-driven stream, and the community got some quite some interesting voice clips, such as Saltzpyre Gaming and Holy Sigmar plus this ravaged body.
Nice.
And
Nice.
he said some other things, and I believe Jan Fan animated those as well. Are you guys ready? No, we are not going to mention Love on the Reich to these poor souls, okay? Not going to happen. Catfish, I can tell you what that is off stream, but just know it is cursed, and we don't talk about that here.
I love cursed drama. Bring it on.
Be kind to our voice actors, please. They don't need to know about Love on the Reich. If they are watching this now in the other meeting, don't look it up. Save yourself. Just don't. Just don't. All right. We will be right back to get our voice actors ready. So give us 5 minutes, and we will return.
See you guys in a minute.
All right, hello and welcome back. And we are here with some lovely voice actors plus a writer. Plus a writer. That is not Barden's voice actor. We want to make sure that you know that is not Barden's voice actor. Barden is actually here, but he's too short to see in this meeting. So, but welcome to the voice actor panel. So first of all, say thank you to everyone who has arrived here for making this happen. Show them some love. And that you have heard their new voice lines in a quiet drink. I think there's 627 of them, new ones.
Wow.
Alrighty. So, to kick us off, we're just going to do some basic introductions. So I'm just going to go down the list here and just introduce yourself. What do you do in terms of Vermintide voice acting, and who you voice? So starting with Miss Alix.
Hi guys, I'm Alix Wilton Regan and I play Kerillian.
Matt?
Oh, am I the next in the list?
You do stuff with voice acting.
Mhm.
Give us your best Barden impersonation.
Oh, you're not going to hear that live on here. No.
No.
I have to face David again at some point in the studio. I'm not going to do that.
Sorry about that. They saw a blank screen for a second. Matt Ward is one of our writers. All right, Tim?
Hello, my name is Tim Bentinck, and I play Victor Saltzpyre.
Miss Bethan?
He said without Victor Saltzpyre voice on.
Missed opportunity.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Bethan Dixon Bate, and I played fabulous Sienna Fuegonasus. I love the name anyway as well.
That was Dan.
I'm Dan Mersh, and I play Markus Kruber.
And I want you all to know, I know that you guys like looking up to see, like, okay, who voices who. That graphic that is going around that shows the voice actors with their characters is incorrect. It is showing Loner's voice actor is Barden, and like I think it's like Barden's voice actor is Saltzpyre. So I was like, that's not Tim. So that graphic is incorrect. Don't trust it. All right,
so I guess I'll take it away with the next question. So we just want to, I guess, know what your background is in voice acting. Alix, do you want to start again?
Sure. So I've been voice acting for a long time, 13 years now, 14 years is quite a while. I've done lots of different games. I think that Warhammer Vermintide, I'm pretty sure, was my first foray into the Warhammer world. Is that right, Matthew? Or was I in another game before that?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
I don't know either. But I'm pretty sure Kerillian was my first foray into Warhammer, and I knew what Warhammer was because obviously it's a huge title. And my brother used to paint the little figurines when we were kids, so I knew exactly what it was. And I'm really excited to be here, and I just love the fact that Kerillian, and I guess this whole kind of section of the franchise in general, has had such incredible longevity, you know, because on other games that I've done, it always takes ages to record a game, but they finish at some point, and this is just kind of the gift that keeps on giving, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the sort of open-endedness
Yeah,
of it. So that
great.
We're here 5 years later. Matthew, do you wanna run next? Do you have any background in voice acting at all, or is it just writing? Or
No, I am primarily a writer. I do a little bit of directing when we're in the studio from time to time, but generally speaking, I put all the words in people's mouths and they make them sound much, much better. So,
would you ever consider doing any voice acting?
well, I mean, I was saying before we came on stream, I actually put Darktide on today, and I've actually heard some of my voice in that today for the first time, which is a little bit surreal. So yeah, it's a bit weird. I think we'll leave it at that.
Amazing. Okay, and Tim, do you want to go next?
Yeah, well, I'm a bit older than all of you, so I've been doing. When I left drama school in 1978, I won the thing called the Carlton Hobbs Award, which got me onto the Radio Repertory Company for 6 months and got me an equity card, and so I started doing radio, and then from that, I was then cast in a program which you guys in America won't know called The Archers, which is the longest running drama series of any type in the world. It's been going for 71 years, and I've been playing a character called David Archer in that for 41 years now. And I kind of started in computer games before they had voices. This was in the day when the programmers used to put the acting in as an afterthought, and it was always crap. There was a game called Myst, M-Y-S-T, which was just brilliant. The graphics were fantastic. And then suddenly the voices would come in, and it was just the guys mucking about doing silly voices. And slowly over the years, people have realized that it's actually, it's a story and it's a drama, and it needs actors to be able to do that. And over the years, the acting quality of computer games has got better and better and better. And if you look on my on IMDb or on my website, which is bentinck.net or timbentinck.com, there's a list which is now embarrassingly long as the number of of computer games I've done.
Mm.
But this, we've been doing Vermintide. What was it, Dan? You reckon it's 8 years since Vermintide 1?
It must be about that, 8 years since
Yeah.
the
8 years, yeah.
first one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Vector appeared 8 years ago. And
That didn't take long.
well, we've got to get it in somehow, haven't we? I know that people are quite interested in hearing it. So yeah, Victor is definitely, and I'm not bullshitting, he is my absolute favorite character, apart from the fact that I've been playing him for 8 years now. I really do. I get some a huge pleasure out of being Victor, and always will do until. I mean, he's, and that's the other thing. Do we ever die? I know you, the player, die, but we don't. So far, touch wood. I'm touching wood here.
Yeah.
But extraordinarily, we managed to survive all the rat and all of that. So yeah, no, what joy, what a privilege to be able to do this instead of having to go to work every day and sit at a desk.
What a legacy. Yeah, amazing. And as well, moving on to Dan, what is your background in voice acting?
I started on, like Tim, I started doing stuff on the radio, but mostly sort of radio comedy and sort of late 90s, early 2000s for BBC Radio 4. I was in a thing called 15 Stories High, which was the late great Sean Locke's radio sitcom. And then I started sort of edging into, I did little bits in video games. I'd sort of be like a character who would just sort of appear in the background, or an orc or something like that. And so Vermintide was really my first kind of major game, which was great. I mean, it was. It's been, as Tim says, it's been amazing staying with this character for all these years, and you sort of get to love them, don't you? You go back in and refine them again, and and what they're doing now, it's yeah. And because of the DLC, you're just constantly going back to the pub with Kruber.
Come on, then let's hear Kruber. Let's hear. Yeah, go on. I did Saltzpyre.
With a bloody Uber's right. My neighbours are going to love me, aren't they?
Amazing. And moving on to Bethan, then I guess you're also going to be asked to provide some voice acting. But first of all, what is your history in voice acting? What's your background?
I was actually working as a gardener, had my own sort of gardening business, when I had this sort of overwhelming urge of like, I've got to get into voiceovers. I really want to. So I just, what did I do first? I got an evening class at this wonderful college, an adult education college in London, City Lit, on acting for radio and stuff. And it's all been a sort of a succession of lucky breaks, really, because I went to record, but get a demo recorded. It's like the first thing you do before you even, had any jobs or anything, and got an agent at the same time. And then with video games, I got lucky that literally the first job I applied for, I got my first professional job. Probably not the first one I applied for. My first professional job was in Silent Hill. So it was like video games right from the beginning, which was fantastic. And then I got lucky again with OM UK, where we produce Vermintide, the studio in London, because I won a competition that they ran. And the prize was a day's kind of like workshop with Mark, who runs the studio. So yeah, a series of lucky breaks, really. And I'm not a gardener anymore. I gave that up 4 years ago.
Oh.
Who did you voice in Silent Hill?
Oh, I was a creepy nun in Downpour, British creepy nun.
I see that for you, Bethan.
Creepy nun. Strong creepy nun, right?
Oh, chat's all excited. They're all excited that you're here. All right, so Bethan kind of already touched on how you got casted here. So starting with Alix, how did you get casted as Kerillian? And I feel a lot of people want to know that, because people are just like, yes, that is an elf's voice.
I mean, not to blow my own trumpet, but I do play a lot of elves, guys. If you know my body of work.
Yeah.
All murderous elves as well.
I do elves. What, Matt? Say that again.
They're all murderous elves as well.
All
Aren't they?
murderous and very angry elves. So how did I get cast? Well, kind of like Bethan said, there's this amazing man called Mark Estelle, who I think we all have to give a massive shout out to, who runs OMUK in London. He is brilliant and balmy and bolshy and this kind of character that basically is right up my street. And when he respects you and admires your work as an actor, he will very generously call you in for lots of different projects, and you go in and you audition, or at least I certainly had to audition for this, like everyone else, I suppose. And then I guess I just got lucky and I got cast. And off the back of that, I've been doing this game ever since, really. But yeah, this is when everyone else is like, oh, no, we got a straight. I was like, well, I didn't. So I'm joking. But yeah, that's kind of how it happened.
There's an interesting tidbit with the handmaiden laugh you did. It was actually, it disappeared from the game a bit because people were like, oh, well, that's Unchained laughing. And then people were like, no, why did you get rid of it? And they added it back in. They like the laugh so much. All right, Tim, how did you get cast as Victor Saltzpyre, everyone's favorite witch hunter?
Well, I mean, the same with Alix, because I've worked for Mark, and I have to tell you, I was working for him this morning, and I said, are you going to be in on this thing? And he was really seriously offended that he hadn't been asked. So you might get some comeback on that one. Yeah, I've done a lot of work for him over the years. And this was, it was audition, and he's, what is he? And he's a witch hunter. Okay, what kind of voice? Oh, and this was the guy who started all this. I don't know if we're allowed to mention it. His name's Magnus Liljedal, and he was at Fat Shark, and he started writing all this. And the brief for Victor was that he wanted him to sound like an arrogant school teacher, a sneery, arrogant, undercutting, slightly verbally abusive school teacher, and very nasal. And so that's kind of where that voice came from. I don't know if this is now going into the next question you're going to ask me, that about how the voice developed. That's probably a later question. So yeah, to answer your question, it was just, it was an audition for a job. And like many others, and this one that has gone on and on and on and lasted and developed as well. I was listening to Victor in the early versions of him, and his voice has changed over the years. Basically, I've gone more over the top.
You can't go more over the top.
Kerillian is way more over the top. Matthew kind of comes in direct, and he just goes, right, I'm just going to hit record now. I'll talk to you in 3 hours. I'm like, Matthew, this line's shit, I'm changing it, all right? He's like, yes, whatever you like. Excellent, right, where were we, Lumberfoots? Come on now. And I get it's hilarious.
I'm really glad you said that for the witnesses, because when I tell people you do that, they don't believe me.
And I call that character development.
Didn't think such things were possible to change Matt's writing.
I know, this has changed the whole game for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be an impro now.
I'm just going to improv it from now on.
So Bethan, you spoke about how you kind of got the opportunity to audition. How did that kind of like, yes, you're the one?
Oh gosh, I've absolutely no idea. I think it wasn't long since I had won that competition, so I spent the day with Mark and a few others. So then he was calling me in for a few auditions. I guess I was like a new voice. I know they wanted somebody with quite a deep voice, and I'm not sure I keep it as deep as it should be for Sienna. Sometimes I get a bit overexcited and it gets a bit higher, and Matthew tell me to go again. But I think that probably had a lot to do with it. And I don't know. But God, I'm so delighted that I got it, and I had no idea it would go on for this long. I just thought it would you've been booked for a couple of hours. I thought,
Exactly.
The Uber Strike 5 bring the game alive, at least in my opinion. That's how I started playing. I was like, I love these characters. The voices made it, and the banter between all of them, and they're all like quite quotable. I could tell you how many times that I've been approached and people are like, "Oh, what way did these stairs go? Oh, these stairs go up." I'm just like, okay. All right. Dan, how did you get to be cast as the voice of Kruber?
What they said. Same thing. Again, it's the wonderful Mark Esdale, who has this amazing studio, which is full of swords.
Yeah.
It's crackers. Just every week there's like broadswords and like crazy ass things. It's a wow.
Yeah.
It is like being in a
Kalashnikov.
video game.
Kalashnikov
Yeah.
on the wall.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just an
In the
extraordinary place.
Isn't that how he
There's like
gets
a
you to act better and faster, Dan?
I
More,
think
quick,
it's- I think-
faster! Ah!
I think it's just you. I think he just does it to you. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Also, there's like a sort of death mask on the wall in one of the studios as well.
Yeah.
It's an extraordinary place.
Yeah.
But yes, I auditioned for because I've done a few games for Mark, for little parts here and there. I can remember one day I was doing. There was one game and he needed something like 7 or 8 characters that all had like 1 or 2 lines each. And so you just get thrown a picture. He's like, right, come up with something for that. On to the next one, come up with something for that. And so
Yeah.
I guess he liked me being versatile. I don't know. But yeah, and it's 8 years later, here I am.
Yeah.
Elder and wiser. Well, they're not wiser.
Oop.
What's happened?
You frozen?
It's gone very quiet.
No. We're good.
Something I said.
We just want to make sure we get like the important questions, and then so chat can do some Q&A. So we're looking at the question list and being like, okay, what's been answered, and what can we still ask? So I guess we'll start kind of going on with you getting cast this all, and I'm gonna start with Tim because he kind of started answering this question, being like, "Oops, too soon." What is your favorite part of voicing your character?
Well, as I said, to start off with, he was this sneery schoolmaster, and you know, Sir McCallum is, I think, probably the basis of where it comes from. If you imagine Sir McCallum, and McCallum is originally from Yorkshire, and so you can hear these Yorkshire tones coming through. And my mother was from Yorkshire, so I've always sort of been able to. And as I get older, my teeth get worse. Also, you can make him more active. So lots of active sort of sounds to it. And then, so it was sort of like that. And then it went high. And the other thing about doing computer games is often, you know, having to play things like that. After your voice gets shredded, you know, Rome, the bloody Rome, where you're screaming the entire time, you shred your voice. The great thing about Victor is that it is in the upper register of my voice. So even though he's being quite loud, it doesn't wrench the throat. And then what got added in over the years was, and again, Americans, you won't know this character, Kenneth Williams. And so he had a dying term where you finish off the words with this rather camp affectation. So yeah, it became a mixture of Sir Ian McKellen and Kenneth Williams. That's what I put it down to. And yeah, and you know, the fact that almost every single thing he says is sneeringly insulting, until, you know, suddenly we got to these moments where it suddenly became rather sweet, you know, and there was quiet, and he was reflective, and in these cutscenes where you would have kind of rather pathetic conversations with people where he was clearly a man on his own, you know, loveless, without anyone to love him or look after him or cuddle him or anything like that. And so he kind of, I kind of really, really warmed to him. And then he got drunk, and that was the best thing of all. I'm a same chance. And today, this morning, I was working with these German guys who are huge fans, and they say, so can you do Victor Saltzpyre in German? I thought, yeah, go on. It was that's a spin-off, but yeah, that's basically where the voice came from. Ian McKellen and Kenneth Williams, and being instructed every single line, a mixture of Magnus saying no, more sneery, and Mark saying, you know, more schoolmastery, more schoolmastery. Where it came from.
All right, Alix.
Well, I knew that she was arrogant. I knew that she thought she was better than everyone else. I think she has every right to be arrogant and think she's better than everyone else, which she basically is, kind of. No offense, guys.
Hey.
And so I think she kind of, it's always quite haughty and sort of looking down your nose at other people, lumberfoots, and everything's just a little bit clipped because everyone is so annoying. So if you could get into my way so I can get on with it, thank you, and it would all go much faster. So basically, I mean, she had to be Celtic, so that was basically kind of Ireland or Scotland was a big thing. And then we sort of, I think she might have started out slightly more Irish and drifted more towards Scotland as the game progressed. My mother's Northern Irish, and I was watching a lot of The Fall at the time with Jamie Dornan, and so everything was a bit more Northern Irish like that, which is quite harsh in your voice. But actually, she sits much better where she is now because there's just more, I think there's just room to be bigger, basically, because you're literally using your mouth more than keeping it quite clipped like that, where everything's sort of, you know, everything's tight, and it's that. I don't think it would have worked for her long term. So yeah, sorry, I'm just reading the chat where someone says, "I love that." I'm thinking about Kerillian talking about your man. No, your man from down the road in Derry, exactly. Your man. So that's kind of where she landed and how she sits. And as a character, she's big, she's bullshy, she's arrogant, she's quite brilliant, she's often right, and she definitely has a soft spot for Sienna, which is very sweet. I think she finds Saltzpyre deeply annoying. Kruber she has no time for, so just, you know, get on with it or get out of my way. Basically, it's kind of my way or the highway. That's how I imagine Kerillian.
You're breaking people who love Kruber and Kerillian together. You're breaking their hearts saying that.
Sorry, babe. Sorry, babe. And I think, like many people, the drunk scenes that we recorded were just hilarious. It was so funny. They were so funny to record and just everything. It was great. I'd like more drunk stuff.
Yeah.
Matt, did you get that? Do you want to write it down?
Yeah.
Cool, thanks.
We have people when as soon as you release a branch of the game, they'll go like data mining. And they're like, "Have you heard the Sienna voice line?" And it's like Sienna like basically mocking Saltzpyre and pretending, "Look at me, I've got daddy issues." So good, but Bethan,
Someone
go ahead.
Just to put in there, someone put in the chat about the eye patch, and in fact that when he goes, "Oh, I've gone blind. I'm blind in one eye. Oh, that's I got the eye patch." And there's they filmed this. They were filming when I was doing that, so it is up online there. And one thing that we all do, which you should know, is we sight reading this. You know, we don't come to it with a script. We haven't been shown the script before. We go into the studio in front of the microphone, and up on the screen comes the line, and you're sight reading the line. And so that one, I went, "I'm blind in one eye." I thought I had gone blind in one eye. And then you see the next line, "Oh no, I've put the eye patch on the wrong eye," which made me laugh, you know. And that's the joy of it, is that you're inventing on the fly. You know, you see the line and you think, "I'll just do that." And I prefer doing that than any other acting in the world, really. I mean, I've sort of lost my love for theatre now because I don't like repeating it every bloody night.
Yeah, you run on instinct, aren't you?
Run on instinct. I love improv. I love making it up, and that's the joy of doing this. Aren't we? Don't you think, guys? That we're
definitely.
One more thing, just to build on what Tim was saying, that the audience won't necessarily know, because people are saying, "Oh, were you actually drunk when you recorded it?" I personally was, but I can't speak for everyone else. But one of the things that's great about the studio that we're working in is they put these microphones on our head, so you can, instead of being wedded to the microphone right in front of you and having a specific distance from it, you can throw yourself around the studio. So like Tim's saying, if you do Google the drunk scenes on YouTube, It's just great. I mean, I'm just literally throwing myself around the studio, but you can do that because the microphone travels with you, which is, I think, what helps give such an authentic audio.
Yeah, there you go. Microphone sort of stuck to your head.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So there's a mic stuck to your head.
Yes.
All right. So finishing up with the other two, Bethan, what is your favorite part of interacting or voicing Sienna?
Tim's just said it all. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's the on the hoof kind of nature of it. That's, I think if I'd gone in there knowing that was exactly how it was going to be, I would have been terrified and sort of run in the other direction. But I love it now, and it's you can have a couple of goes at it if you don't like the first iteration that you've come out with, or 2 or 3 goes until everybody's happy. And the fun that you have in the sessions, really. I mean, the drunk acting ones were just a scream to do. Really enjoyed that. Bring on more of those. And I love the fact that the way that the character has developed, and the way that when Matthew came on board as writer, I think it was Matthew who introduced Sienna calling everybody darlings, and that was just I just loved that, and that sort of took her in a different deeper direction for me. And so I just think of her as this sort of very bossy, often very irritating, but she loves the gang, however wherever she lets them see that or not is another thing, but sort of taking care of people, really, but bossy and ferocious and passionate, and I don't know what else to say. Love doing that.
This is why I'm not a voice actor. The chat is yelling at me to speak into the mic. So, Dan, what is your favorite part of voicing Kruber?
Well, it's sort of odd, this, because we don't hang out. When we record, I hear these guys played back to me, or they hear me played to them as feed lines, and then but you're on your own when you record. So it's quite nice to just see you all, and we're like, oh, hello. We've been a family for 8 years.
It's the first time we've actually all kind of been. Yeah. Well, even still, we're not in each other's actual company, but we're in virtual company.
Yeah. Occasionally, you bump into each other on the way in and out, but that's about it. But the things I really like doing I like it when they're just chatting. I really, really like when they just sort of walk along and they're just chatting with each other, and they're really funny. The thing that I always have to brace myself for, and this sort of goes back to what Tim said, is when we're doing combat, because I wasn't wise enough to pick a high voice. I picked quite a low voice. And so if we do, say, like a couple of hours of combat, I come out, like I can be like drenched in sweat and my throat like sandpaper. And it's just like, oh wow, I've literally left it all on the field in there, because Kruber, when he gets into battle, he's he's a bloody and you do that for 2 hours. I can do a number on you. But so I really like them just sort of hanging out and chatting. But at the same time, because you have the mic on your head, when you're in combat, I'm fucking swinging things and I'm throwing myself around the room, and because that physicality comes across, in the voice, and so it gives you, like, if you're doing like a commercial voiceover, or normally you're sat there, microphone there, piece of paper in front of you, but with this, it's a full acting. You're using your whole body, and I really like that about it. Yes, I like all of it.
Does that mean you get provided weapons as well in the studio, just to swing around to give a feel to it, or do you just mime?
He's got the sword.
The sword in my hand on a couple of occasions. Get the full emotes, and if ever waste something, it's
He's got dozens.
To really help.
He's got dozens of swords.
That's what we go in on our own.
Is it the giant office swords? Because I know Catfish has held one recently, and she was like, it was heavy. Or is it like a wooden one? And they just
no, they're real.
Oh, they're real. We've got loads of them.
Real heavy ones. Yeah.
Don't be in the voice acting studio.
When the end times come, Mark's going to be the last one standing.
All right, Catfish, do you want to pick one more question before we open it up to Q&A?
Well, I think probably what I want to know is, what are your most memorable lines? Do you have any memorable lines from Vermintide? If you want to give an example in character, I'm sure everyone would love to hear that. Tim, do you want to start us off?
Oh, well, I mean, the person reminded me about I think that I do love the thing of, oh, I've gone blind. Oh, no, my eye patch is the wrong eye. And then, I'm a steam tank. Which was, again, being allowed to go over the top and being terribly, terribly drunk. But I do a thing, and I'll tell you all this because I'm trying to raise money for charity. I've been allowed to, not for money for me, but in return for a donation to charity, I do private little recordings of messages for people on their birthday or a particular day or something, as Victor. And the one that everybody says, you know, I've got to do is to say, By Sigma! Everything has to end with By Sigma. If you go to my website, timbentinck.com, spell it right, I-N-C-K, you will see, and you make a donation to the brain cancer charity, and send me an email, and I'll do a thing for you. And I'll say almost anything you like, as long as it's not abusive or infringement of copyright. I think that's probably fair enough, isn't it? I have to be very careful with this. As I repeat, I don't make any money out of it. So, but yeah, I mean, you've all got your favourite ones, and maybe in the question and answer that for all of us, you'd like to get us to quote something that is your favourite thing.
Sure, I think almost anything is a good line to take.
I was gonna say, I don't think they're picky. Someone starts voice acting and they're just like, oh my god.
And so next, Dan, do you want to what's your most memorable voice line from Vermintide, do you think?
Me? I like I wish you were an ale. I like that. I wish you were an ale. That was a good one. And what's the with the bloody Uber's right 5 or 4? Doesn't matter. I like that one. But yeah, like as Tim says, if anybody has anything they particularly want me to, I'm a bloody. There you go. Seriously, someone's going to knock on the door in a minute.
Dan, people
anything.
Frogs.
What was frogs?
So really big frogs.
Oh, really big frogs. Frogs. Really big frogs.
Holy Sigma. Bless the rapid water. There you go. A sadistic Sam.
Right, Alex?
I can't think of any favorite ones off the top of my head, but the general ones that I like to put, like as in a specific phrase, but the ones I really like to perform is when she's just incredibly rude and disdainful to the others, because I find it quite funny that I get paid to be rude, basically. And not only that, but Tim was talking about the videos that he does, and I'm on Cameo. And when people go to Cameo and they book me to be Kerillian and to perhaps do a birthday message or a congratulations message for someone, it never ceases to amaze me quite how rude people want me to be to their friends, their partners, their lovers. They're like, call him, and they're like, yeah, so basically just call him a lumberfoot, tell him he's like really stupid and all this kind of stuff. And oh my God, you were so silly for this. And so I'm like, Lumberfoots, apparently it's your birthday today. Well, happy birthday to you. Cheers. Like very angry and aggressive. I just think it's hilarious that people pay me to be rude, basically. That kind of makes me laugh.
And Bethan?
Oh gosh, I can't remember the specific lines. I loved it when she talks to her little flame like it's a little familiar, or I can imagine little kitten on my shoulder. And Oh, mate. Oh, fuck. I can't do it now.
It's okay. It's okay.
Just getting started.
This game is rated M. It's fine.
Oh, yeah. And the darlings. Oh, come on, darlings. And, you know, just sort of like calling everybody. Come on. I always feel that she's at the head of them all.
You made chat very happy about that. All right, we'll take a couple questions from the chat. Let's see.
Oh, can I just have a shout out to my brother, by the way, who's watching? There's my brother Toby who's watching. He's share and enjoy. Hey, Toby. Saves me a phone call. That's good.
Kelpie Kane says, "Thank you very much for this masterpiece of a game. What is your favorite fan interaction memory?"
All of them. I always find the fans are so nice, to be honest. In not just for this game, but for all video games that I do. I touch wood and hope it always stays that way. And it might not always stay that way, but generally speaking, the fans of your work in video games are so lovely, so supportive, so hugely kind of complimentary. They're just fantastic for my ego, especially on a bad day. You know, I'm sitting here reading all the comments from you guys. But they're lovely, and they're also hilarious. They have a great sense of humor, you know, like, for example, you know, hiring you on Cameo to insult their best friend after they've, you know, gotten a first in their BA or something like that. So just, it's like, oh, you did something really great. Well, haha, I'm gonna get someone to insult you. It's, I don't know. It just, you guys, they make me laugh. They make me laugh, and they're always lovely.
I have to say, my absolute favorite one was somebody who wrote to me and said that their best friend was having serious depression and mental, not mental problems, but he was really, really depressed and down and low, and that he played Vermintide, and that Victor is his favorite character, and he'd actually got a poster of Victor in front of him. So there's his computer screen, and there was the picture of Victor, and his name was let's say Michael. And so I recorded a thing that went, "Michael, look up. Yes, it's me, Victor. You don't know this, but I have been watching you play Vermintide for 3 years." And she wrote back to me, she said, "You scared them." Anyway, I went on to say, which is what she'd written for me, because I sort of made that up. And she said, and I said, "You have good friends all around you who are supportive," and, you know, basically bigging him up and making him feel better. And she wrote back this sweet thing. She said, "You completely, really, really helped this guy, my mate. He's my best mate. And you did something, you know, that was really important, and he lifted him out of his depression." And you go, "Oh, thank God we can do something vaguely important, you know, rather than just being what we usually are, is actors at the end of the food chain, just sort of doing things that to actually feel like you made a difference to somebody's life." That's nice, you know. That was that was really, really good feedback, and lovely to do. So yeah, and yeah, you're right, absolutely, I agree with you. The fans are, you know, they're just lovely. They're, because they love the game, and they love the characters, and so it's a real privilege to be able to be part of it.
Voodoo Chopstick says, "Can we hear Kerillian talking about what she had for lunch?"
Well, Lumberfoots, if you really want to know, I haven't had any lunch yet today. In fact, I barely had my breakfast. So while you're all sitting there feeling nice and cozy and comfortable because you've had an so delicious lunch, spare a thought for poor me, all right? I'm on a different continent. I've had to set up lots of technology just so I could be here today to tell you all to hurry up, Lumberfoots! Get your act together. Oh, me flies, you will be to the death of me.
You've converted some people who are like, "I don't play elf, but I'm playing elf now." Stew Potato says, the Vermintide characters have a special chemistry together. Have any of you experienced a similar chemistry while voicing other characters?
No, I certainly haven't myself. Yeah, this game really is quite unique in that way for me, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, as we say, we've never met each other before, apart from just maybe passing in the corridor. We never acted with each other, and so you're just responding to what you're getting in the cans. And sometimes you're the first person to record it, so you don't hear anything. So the way that it's written, that goes down to Matt.
That's Matt.
Yeah.
It's down to the way that it's written that will happen, and the way that it's edited as well. You know, so, that we just provide the voice.
And having done it for so long as well, you sort of get to really, really know the character.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's
as well.
Yeah, exactly. So it sort of has a real meaning for you.
And I remember right at the beginning that there was this note. Whenever I said Kruber, I had to always say it the same, Kruber! As though, you know, he was the most idiot, the biggest idiot in the world. Kruber!
Yes, sir.
So that sort of remained in it all the way through in terms of the relationship.
Kettlehat asks, would Dan do a British Bretonian accent for it?
Oh, man. This is the French, right?
Yeah, this is the
Matt,
French one.
Matt, write me something, quick.
Put it in the chat, Matt.
A Breton accent, was it?
Yeah. Okay, what can I say? We are the bloody Uber's Reich 5. Yeah, that was a surprise. That just turned up one day. And then, okay, so I'm turning up to voice Kruber, and there's Matt looking mischievous. Yeah. You've got something different to do today. We need a French accent, but not a good one.
So it's a Python-esque one. I thought in your general...
Basically, yeah. You're straight to, Your mother smells it, yeah. Well, it was a hamster, your father smelled of elderberries.
I haven't heard that line in a long time. Wow. Monty Python. Do you see any that are catching your eye here, Catfish?
Why does Varden talk a lot about goblins, but there are no goblins? Is that for Matt?
Good question.
That's a Matt
Well, he's a
question.
dwarf, isn't he? There's always a goblin somewhere. You're never more than about 3 feet from a goblin.
There you go.
Checking the gas.
Especially in London.
And there was a question here from Connector as well, asking how you guys felt about singing and the singing parts, and whether you would like to do more of those.
Oh, over the mountain, is that? Yeah.
That's one of the rare occasions where it would be nice to get the information ahead of stepping into the studio. That would be kind of cool, actually, guys. Small note, like send it to my agent, and I can practice before I walk in the studio.
It's all David Rintoul's fault, actually, because I'll just throw him into the fire as he's not here. Because, of course, I'll just write some things out, and he'll come in and he will just put a tune behind it cold every single time. So everything I put you through after he's been in the studio is actually David.
It's got it.
Are you just handing these poor voice actors lines like not ahead of time? You're just like, okay, go. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. So you have like no context at all when you go into the booth?
Nope.
No, we have Matt there explaining the context.
Yeah.
You know?
Another question here from C. Spectre. Has your character seeped into your day-to-day life?
Oh boy, no.
That didn't sound very convincing.
Imagine Victor seeping into one's life. No, darling, ain't happened.
We're waiting to hear him on the Archers, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens sometimes when you do, with like Dan was saying, when you've had to be screaming all, for 2 hours and your voice is completely wrecked. I've had episodes of the Archers where I've had to explain, I've got a bit of a cold. David Archer, I've got a bit of a cold today.
I wouldn't say that she's seeped into my life, but I definitely, because I play quite a few different elves in different video games and stuff, and I play another Scottish elf in Dota Dragon's Blood on Netflix, which is an animated series, and we're on season 3 at the moment. And she's also Scottish, but she is very, very different from Kerillian. And sometimes when I'm doing the sessions quite close, back to back, I really have to work to kind of pull them apart and remember that Salamene in Dota Dragon's Blood is the goddess of the moon, and everything is very cold and ethereal and tight and angry and things like that, which is very different to kind of Kerillian's headstrong, forward-moving, blustering ways, basically. So I definitely have to work to like separate stuff. Yeah.
All right, I think we have time for like one or two more.
I just saw someone ask if any of us had played it. And I just wanted to say, I've played it a few times. It's so hard.
Yeah.
But I played it once with headphones on and the thing. And I thought, oh, this will be fun. I'll play it as Kruber today. So I started doing the voice in the chat while playing. No one noticed. It'll be me again. But this will be a bit of fun.
You should do what a couple of our Darktide actors do and roam the random lobbies and then just drop in and start talking to not to as if they're in the game, but talk to the other people in the chat and giving them orders and instructions.
They get really confused.
Quite a good response. You should give it a go.
I'll give it a go. I might try again. I might dive in there again.
There's an American voice actor, who does an impression of Victor Saltzpyre, and he's put it up on YouTube. And he's got more hits on his impression than I've got on mine. And I was thinking I actually might do a video of going through it with him, because there are subtleties about the British accent that Americans get wrong. Sometimes. I mean, sometimes there are some American actors who can absolutely nail it. Who played Margaret Thatcher?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. I mean, case in point. But I would love to go through it and get him to say, look, it's really, because he's really good. I mean, he's really good. But there's just a few little, that we can hear. It's the same with Americans. If I was to do an American accent, you would take me up on it and say it's wrong. In all kinds of ways. And we do the same thing with you. You can hear those little subtleties that give it away. That that's not English, that's not. But it would be fun to go through it with him, because it's pretty damn close.
So Chad has gotten very excited about the cat spotting we just had.
Hello.
So I guess you'd ask. I guess this kind of happened with some of the Loner's Chronicles, but would Sienna have a cat? Given the chance.
Absolutely.
No questions, absolutely.
Quite singed fur.
Can I show you the beautiful picture that I
Yeah,
got
sure.
after? I'm going to get it.
What was cat spotting? I missed that. Sorry.
Bethan picked up one of her cats, I think, and
I see.
he was getting pet. And whenever there's a cat on stream, it's it's like a bonus, an extra bonus.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Kerillian like cats.
Well, I was just going to say, Matt, wouldn't it be a good thing to be have a cat in Vermintide? Wouldn't that
There's
save us
Sienna.
quite a lot of work?
Oh, hello. Wow.
There's Sienna with
Aww.
it was Moth who painted this. After I did this Q&A last time, I got sent it. Isn't that wonderful? Sienna,
Aww.
killing.
Wow.
But also, those are my pussycats. So,
Aww.
four out and then Florence is just left.
So
I think
cute.
the cats would quite like her because she'd be like warm and heated. Like...
Absolutely, yeah. But one of them's just been asleep on the top of my Mac Mini, because that's the warm place. That's for sure.
All right, let's do one more question. What do you want to ask them, chat?
Cat names. Bethan, what are the names of your cats? People want to know.
Alfie and Florence.
Alfie and Florence.
They're both
Let's
the
see.
staff of that, actually. I know somebody wanted me to pick him up again, but he's disappeared.
All right, here's an interesting one, and I guess we will close this out for all of you. Changing the question a little bit so it applies to everyone. So I have no idea how to pronounce this username, so I'm going to try my best. Frasquide23 says, "Could you voice each other's characters, or rather, if you voiced each other's characters, how would you go about it?"
Yeah, nowhere near that. Kruber!
Suddenly everyone piled on.
We're all piling on for Saltzpyre, aren't we?
No.
Most fun to do.
My Scottish accent's rubbish, so I'd have to leave the elf alone.
Well, I suppose that it'd be having a go at 1A, wouldn't they? That's what he told me all the time, 1A.
Oh, darn it. Oh,
Angry.
darn it.
Yeah, it was sort of generic, probably, but I wouldn't be able to approach the subtlety with which Kruber.
What tell gay? What tell gay?
Yeah, what's all get? Darlings. No, that's Saltzpyre doing it together.
Some dreadful hybrid.
No,
Child of
you
Saltzpyre
sound
and
like a gin-soaked old alky in the pub. I don't know, do you listen to the Archers? Because you sound like what's it, Sonny Ormond's character, darling. Sort of that wonderful.
Is that Lillian?
Lillian, yeah,
Lillian.
yeah, it's slightly Lillian-esque.
I think Matthew should do our characters because you write them. I think
Yeah.
you
Oh,
should
no.
do our characters.
Yeah.
Yes, come
For the
on.
5th
That's
anniversary,
whatever
do
I'm
it,
in
Matt.
trouble. No, I'm not doing it. But what I will say is that I'm not sure Saltzpyre is actually so much of a character as he is a virus at this point. Because what happens is that when we don't have the lines for all the characters to play in studio, then basically the director, either myself or Mark Esther, will read the lines in, and no matter where we try to be, and by the time we get to the end of the day, everything sounds like Saltzpyre. It doesn't matter which character it is; it's always this slightly straight. I think I said last time we were in is I do a dreadful impression of Tim as Saltzpyre. I do a passable one of Mark doing an impression of Tim as Saltzpyre, and you're never going to hear it on Twitch. So.
Brilliant.
All right, is there anything you want our fans to know before we head off?
Just we love you guys.
We
You're
love
We
you
love you
all.
very, very much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Respect
Thank you for sticking with us.
and love for all of you.
From
Nice
you,
to
Bruce
hear
Wright,
you,
bloody fine.
no, sorry, man, I cut you off. Dan, do that again. I cut you off.
Sending love from the Uber's right, bloody fine.
Yay! All right, thank you so much for being here, guys. I hope we have another 5 more years of Vermintide.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
And seeing where the adventures of the Uber Strike 5 go. Thank you so much for being here. So, chat,
Thank
we
you
will
for
be
having us.
Thank you for watching us.
Yeah.
It's been
Lovely.
great. It's been really nice to meet up after all these years.
Yeah.
So many fans virtually, and I'm reading all your comments and the love, and that's why I keep looking down here. And Sienna, you're definitely the favorite, just so you know, Bethan. That is overriding message that's coming through, and rightly so.
All right, so chat, we will be back with some gameplay. We're going to get these guys sorted, and we will be back in 5 minutes. Hello, and we are back. Are we still good? Is the audio still good? Can everyone hear Catfish?
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes. Okay, good. We haven't had any audio issues yet. This is like unheard of. Oh my goodness. All right.
Is this a first?
Yeah, it's a first. Maybe we've had it happen one other time, but like this is very rare. All right. Cool. So, I do want to answer some questions that I did see in the chat. The first is Sienna and Saltzpyre canon? I cannot confirm or deny whether it is, but I have been told that there is not enough money in the world that can bribe our narrative designer to make that canon. So, you take that as you will. All right. So, I know you all are asking about future content and things like that. All I can tell you is keep your eyes peeled in the next handful of days, and you guys might get some news coming out soon. That's all I can say so far. In terms of Sienna's career, I can tell you that we are currently doing, I would say, multiple tests internally daily on her. So she's getting warmed up. I've seen, some of her abilities. I've seen her design. So she's working up. We don't have a date to give you yet, but she's cooking. She's in the oven and she's cooking. Warmed up, yes, in the pun, warmed up. All right. So, with that said, we do have some animations that Ian Van made for the anniversary, and let us go into that.
Oh, don't they look pretty, like wilted flowers all covered in red wine? Oh, red wine! Is there any?
You know, darlings, I'm not supposed to drink liquor. Gets a bit explosive, with the fire.
Well, at least there's a bit left over. Used to go drinking all the time back in the army. Of course, all my old mates are dead. From drink, mostly.
I am Saltzpyre. Fill me, heretics.
Yes, we're all very impressed.
Ooh, getting load of you.
Fortunately, I am too magnanimous to take offense.
Oh, I don't know about you, but I love Yan's animations. Whenever he gives one, it's like a little treat.
So funny. I love them.
All right, so we're gonna roll into some gameplay. You are welcome to chat. You're welcome to join. I am going to be on the developer account today, rather than the fact checker account, because that's just what I have open. I am going to put that link in the chat if you want to send a friend request. Give me 1 second, and I just want to kind of make sure that, you guys don't see my friend request keep popping up. This is going to be on PC. I don't have any consoles in my house at the moment, so no console gameplay yet. That doesn't mean there won't be in the future.
A couple of people in chat are asking whether the animation clips will be on YouTube or if anywhere that they can access them to show their friends.
The animation clips will be on Yanfan's YouTube. This stream will also be on YouTube, but if you want to talk to Yanfan and support him and tell you how much you like his animations, go to his YouTube. He doesn't, disclaimer, he doesn't make any money from these, so he does them for fun and for practice. Alrighty, so let us get this stream started here. So this is my Steam profile. You are welcome to add me, I am going to be the one playing because even though Catfish is sitting in the stream studio, she is. I'm the one who is hosting the stream. So if she was playing, it would be a little bit weird because you have to like screen share what she was playing, and we did that with Hedge once, and the compression of streaming a stream made it look like we were playing Lego Minecraft. So we are trying not to.
I think I already get a bit pixelated, so I might
Yeah,
already
it
look like
wasn't
I'm made of Lego.
as nice as we maybe would have liked that. Okay, I'm just getting this scene set up. And yes, okay, so if you are new to this stream and my gameplay, I tend to get razor focused, and I will make faces when I play. I think Catfish has seen them once. Unfortunately, she will have to see them again. But, yes, I make faces when I play. You're welcome to clip it, meme it, and make fun of them. I'm used to it. But I also have not played in quite a long time, so I'm very rusty. I'm going to get to these invites here. And we will go play a quiet drink. What do you guys want me to play? We can play in Kata. Unchained, Pyromancer, some Sienna, first Sienna. Okay, Slayer, Ironbreaker. See, Flem's evil. He knows my Ironbreaker is terrible. Don't ask me how I'm bad at Ironbreaker. I just am. Okay, so I've accepted most of the friend requests for this phase. So if you want to join, you can join in. Let us play a Sienna. I see Pyro, so let's do Pyro. Alrighty. You guys see the game? Looks like it's flying. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Yeah, it looks like I have a choice between Sienna or Elf, so we'll play Sienna. I see Sanich already has a new frame, so you can get this frame by, I'm actually going to turn down the game volume just a hair here. It might take down some of your volume, Catfish, so you might need to talk a little bit closer to the mic.
Will do.
Does that voice volume sound good for her, chat?
Do I sound okay?
Okay. Let's crank her up, or yes. Okay, so let's move it here. All right, cool. So these frames, I think Little Moo is Miss Maya. So Maya and Sanich currently have the new anniversary frame. You can get this frame by completing a quiet drink, which can be found by going into the weekly event. And this is the event. And completing that, I don't think it's locked to any difficulty, and it is animated. So this was the event reward for this year. I know some of you are asking about shark hats and stuff like that. You can't get them this event or this year, but I can talk to the team on what we can maybe do of bringing things back for Advent in December. No promises, but I can definitely run the idea by them. Alrighty. Someone doesn't have kata, so we will play Legend. Alrighty. I have no idea what I'm on, so we are going to... Do you guys have any requests on what you want me to play?
Dagger. A few requests for Dagger.
I can use dagger, yeah, sure. What daggers do I have? Oh, wow. I don't have really good traits on this, but I'm too lazy to re-roll them. We will play with off balance. Alrighty. That's fine. Alright, let's see. And then mace and beam. Okay, we have a dagger, but we can play dagger and beam. I think everything else should be good. Let's go. Move some stuff out of the way. Also, I don't know if you guys see this package. If I have a tourney winner who, if you have gotten something from me or won a tourney and I was sending you clothing, apparently it is a restricted good, so I cannot send clothing to you as a gift. So I'm gonna try to send this out in the next time I'm in Europe. I learned that, I sent it out and it got kicked back to me. Also, if you've won anything from giveaways and things like that, I have messaged you. If you still want it, the offer's still open. Just message me if you had won a previous stream and I can get that squared away. I'm still waiting on a couple of people.
That ain't a sign of strange times, I don't know what is. Lona suggested we wander into what's left of Helmgart and have a quiet drink. Well, don't let it be said that Mother Kruber's favourite son never answered the call.
Have you seen a quiet drink played before, Catfish?
I haven't, no. This is my first anniversary, so I'm super excited to see.
It's probably the best representation of being hungover in a game.
I'm super excited to see.
The best representation of being hungover in a game. Does someone have an open mic? Heard an echo.
Darling.
Is it still echoing, or?
I don't hear it anymore.
No more ale here, mates.
Yes, sweet flame. Another drinky. It's the very least we deserve.
There used to be a dwarf tavern hereabouts. It was, what's it,
So what's your favorite thing about this level?
Hungry Troll.
Now I get to grill you. I just get to ask you questions the whole time.
We'll see if my computer holds. I did upgrade it. It has a new processor. So hopefully it's strong enough to handle a stream now. Used to have some issues. You can see my face change. Yeah, so whenever I'm like aiming or something, I have the tendency to just like make faces. I have no idea why. Just how I concentrate.
You also like out of the way,
I don't know. I'm sorry?
You also like do the thing where you duck out of the way with your whole body when you're playing things?
I do! Have you seen that, like, it was a clip on Twitter of someone's father playing Overwatch who was, like, totally, like, moving around his, like, whole, like, office? I'm that person. It's worse with elf melee weapons because then I'll, like, move to the... I'll move to like the heavy attacks. It's a little embarrassing, but I've embraced it.
Care for a promenade through the park, darlings?
So, fun fact, Royale with Cheese actually has my old CPU. Loot rat! Loot rat! Got it!
Do you use the dagger often? Is it something that you like to use much, or?
I'm sorry?
Do you use a dagger often? Is it something you like to use much?
Hold on, I'm gonna need to like adjust the in-game volume real quick because I can't hear you. Okay, now try saying something.
Hello, I am saying something.
I can hear you now.
try and stay closer to the mic. I was asking whether it's the dagger is a weapon you use often, whether it's one of your favorites, or what you prefer to use.
That's a good question. It used to be one of my favorites. I would have to say my favorite is mace. Just because you can, like, just bonk enemies on the head. Oh, they've been shoulder hammered.
Feeling of it, like how visceral it is when you hit things.
It's like, I don't know. It doesn't, I wouldn't say it's the strongest weapon of hers, but it's more like it has a very physical off feeling when you put things on the head. Yeah, the bonk stick. I think there's actually a weapon skin, a red weapon skin called Boppy Stick. Alright, first event. Oh wow, I need a heal. I just saw something teleport.
Don't let up! We're the Chaos Warriors to
Markus?
Sienna, I don't need throwing, thank you.
I guess I'll look at some questions from the chat. How many hours of Vermintide 2? I played quite a lot of Vermintide 2 to prepare me before I came in to be interviewed for the Darktide CM. So I think I probably have around 50 to 60 hours of Vermintide play. Maybe a little bit more
Now they're dead. We can find that.
You played Vermintide to prepare for the interview?
I made my friends play with me, and I was like, I have to play. It's important before this interview. I can't, you know. So yeah.
You should have told us that in the interview. We would have just hired you instantly.
The upright once more, Saltzpyre.
Like, oh, I could do actual interview prep and look at what questions they might ask me, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna.
Well, we're gonna question you and your game knowledge on the interview.
You're gonna sit there in the interview and watch me play a Vermintide level, and then hire me based off of who
what
I play,
what are the breakpoints
of
what are the breakpoints of Elf Longbow in Deathwish Onslaught while without a Witch Hunter captain? Yeah, those are the interview questions we ask you.
Come on!
You get the job is what chat is saying. Yeah, that's the only way that you get hired here for sure.
Good work, Sorry! No more wins from that. Get where you cast, wizard! Sienna, don't burn old Kruber, come on!
Man, don't step between a Grail Knight and the leads. Alrighty, let's go get drunk.
But it's awash with lovely, lovely ale. Hold up, I'm feeling a touch out of sorts. Watch out! Run up! Come here, watch out! Go on, hit me harder! Take your best shot! See? I told the landlord his pet phoenix was a danger.
Alright, here we go.
Listen, no. Oh, no.
Oh, my motion sickness isn't ready for this. Here we go.
See that?
I see what you mean.
assassin up there. There he is.
I didn't see if the beast megalodon
Down him.
standing glory. Dingy.
Oh, that's the stuff! Oh, I can feel my fingers again.
He's my main in Vermintide too. I like to play Kerillian, but mainly with a great sword. That's my favorite way to play, to be honest.
Honestly, great
it's not
sword's
the
a
best.
fun weapon.
It is. It's so much fun. I know. I'm sorry to disappoint you all, but I am indeed an elf main.
You'll enjoy being broiled with it. Think you can sing up with a servant of Signor, Sigis, Sigma?
I don't think we want him on our little perambulation, darling.
Yeah, currently I'm covering Darktide and helping out with Vermintide as well. But I'm just getting to grips with Vermintide as I've had my head buried in Darktide for the last couple of months.
Blessed Sigma, lend me
Handmaiden crit build with Greatsword is perfect for a 15-minute run. Yeah, I mean, you can just blast through everything. So, I mean, maybe, you know, it means that we can have some cool greatswords going forward, but we'll have to see about that. Am I liking my job so far? I mean, I get to be on a stream with the voice actors from Vermintide. I mean, it's so cool, right? She's full focus mode. Is the beam staff Ashi's favorite staff? Ashi, can you comment on your favorite staff?
My favorite staff?
Yes.
Probably Fireball? No, Conflag, actually. Because my aim's bad, and I don't have to aim. Oh, that's a patrol. Whatever.
I can see it.
I would say Koru is probably my least favorite staff. I don't know what it is. Like, I'll play it, it's just not my favorite. Well, no, Flame Sword is probably my least favorite than Koru. But I think Conflag is my favorite just because when I was playing, before I learned how to use keyboard and mouse, I would play a controller with my friends on PC, and Conflag was
There we go. The obese megalodon.
Oh, the walking wobble. Oh.
Oh, darlings, we have a bit of an access problem.
Gotta take an anniversary picture. After we kill these guys. Okay. I think I have Steam overlay off, but maybe I took a screenshot. It's blurry. It's a blurry photo.
Oh.
Family portrait.
Darlings.
Can get the obese Megalodon in there as well.
Story. Softly, softly. Keep it down and we'll have our drink. Praise be to the lady for relief from our wounds.
Oh, my aching head. Oh, but don't you taste good? Yes, you do.
Bloody marvellous.
There
Why
was
don't you
a
drop it
question
all
earlier about
right?
what I'm learning by watching you play Sienna here, and it's that you just make it look easy.
I don't know if you want to learn from me. It's like I haven't played consistently in a little bit of time.
Come on then, if you think... What was I saying?
Will we do an all Fat Shark community manager Vermintide stream? That could be fun.
Come on.
We'll have to see.
Come here.
It's all fuzzy around the edges. Someone clobber it.
I think I have the music turned off, which is a shame. I'll turn it back on for the next round. There's some classy bar fight music. It just sounds very cheerful.
That's what every good fight needs.
Something's coming.
I can feel my face moving when I aim. I don't know how you guys can just play something like Vermintide and not be like ultra focused.
And not just get completely absorbed into it.
Question in general, how much do you value exclusivity such as illusion and portrait borders? Are there ways to get previous items? So originally, we were very keen on portrait exclusivity and border exclusivity, and I think there are some things that will probably stay that way. But as of last year, we started implementing Gifts of the Wolf Father, which for your daily login, you can get. Hold on, I'm trying to concentrate. Sorry. You can get a chance to get older frames that might have been exclusive or limited time. So, like last time, we opened up Halloween frames, some winter frames, a Sonstill frame. Where's the Witch Hunter captain? Right here! Ah! I'm trying to give you this. I can't. Oh, right, you have a healing. Being too helpful. Okay. Roger's here.
A monster. Stand fast. Slay
Another question from the chat is, how do you think Skaven deal with a hangover?
Something's coming. Maybe it's a tavern.
I'm sorry?
How do you think that Skaven deal with a hangover?
Oh, it's nothing.
Probably has to do with Warpstone. Oh, this is gonna get messy.
Yeah, that's it.
I feel it has to do with Warpstone. Like, you're sick, take some Warpstone. You're not sick, take some Warpstone. And
If you're
Skaven
sick
get
from
hungover?
Warpstone,
I feel much better.
Like, if they're, Warpstone, if they're not as effective with Warpstone as humans are, like, does alcohol affect them?
waiters! Oh, hang on.
They've come to steal our drinkies, darlings.
So the way I have Catfish hooked up, and I will try to fix this when we're back in the keep, is she is in a Google meeting, and I am also in that meeting, so all the sound is wired to the desktop. So I'm gonna see if I can maybe lower my in-game sound a little more, so her voice is a little clearer. Whoa! I guess I had. I maybe had one too many.
That's also a very accurate representation.
Yeah. My max is 3 beers.
That's not right.
A healing drop. That's what you need. Let's go home. What a thief and amen! Body and soul! On there!
Sienna should explode if she drinks too much.
We accurate.
Ooh, good job.
Ooh.
Sienna should breathe fire after drinking too much.
She probably does like those tricks like the fire breathers do, where they have like a.
Yeah. Does she also like swallowed a flaming sword and things like this as well?
I feel she would do that. That does feel like something she would do. Okay, let me go get my frames so.
So much for a quiet drink, eh? Never mind. But don't forget, I want my share of that Bugman's.
At least it feels like 5 years, but somehow the calendars in Talshorn never seem to. Best not to worry about it. Alrighty. Thanks for joining, Sanich. Alright, what should we play now? And I'm probably going to turn Twitch. Horrible Doom.
A loud drink is what chat's suggesting.
I've cleared season 2 weaves. I don't think I did season 1. So I have a couple weave frames, but I haven't done any recently. Yeah, so it looks like I have general complete frame, and I think this. Yeah. I did not get the poke. I have a question related to part 2 of the Treacherous Adventure campaign. My question is, will we see Sienna's last class be released with part 2, and is there any closer date than sometime this year? I can completely understand if you cannot give any information. So Sienna's last class will not be released with Treacherous Adventure.
You clearly don't know my sister.
But once we get closer to releasing her, we'll have a date for her. Okay, guess we can play an elf.
Are you gonna go Greatsword, Kerillian?
I can play Greatsword, Kerillian. Have a Greatsword. Yes, I do. Alrighty. Is there a place with any info on frames, etc. this year? So we normally don't like say these are the frames that are coming out this year. What we do usually do is we usually communicate if there's an event or if something releases that has challenges attached to frames. So this event does have a frame. It's the one that I'm wearing right now, and you can get it by completing a quiet drink.
Its hallowed walls. Such indignities shall not be borne.
What are your favorite
While
team
the Shellians
synergies
are
in
entirely
Vermintide? Too. I saw some nice content about that in the game launcher.
They are
There's a
nonetheless
question from the chat.
dedicated
Is
servants
that a
of
question for me or a
righteousness.
question for you?
There shall be avenged.
I took the question and decided to ask you. So.
Oh, okay. You know, I guess I'm more of a traditional, just all the first classes together kind of person. Well, okay, maybe I would prefer an Iron Breaker. But, no. I think that Witch Hunter Captain pairs with most anything, to be honest. Same with Kruber.
Left a messy trail, glory.
3 melee only careers.
I mean, yeah. I mean, so long as you have, like, if you're doing a duo or something like that, like, I guess you could have an all melee class, all melee comp if you wanted to, and it could work. You're just gonna have to, like, figure out what to do with specials. But I think melee only classes give the game a certain amount of, like, difference and favor, and it helps have the game for everyone, I think. Because, you know, sometimes it's like, oh, I don't want to play longbow because I can't aim. Well, that's great, just play Slayer. You know, no problem.
Yeah.
Keep killing like this and I'm gonna lose my dad.
Someone in chat was saying, I mean, the Slayer is your ranged character, not because of the throwing axes, but because Slayer is the projectile himself. Yeah.
Look at that. You actually hit something.
Leave the black rat to me. Again, Dorotson, hit it again.
Yeah, it is very Lord of the Rings flavored.
Ready? Can you get the job done? Come, black rat. Taste steel. My bow reaches where your hit cannot, Strangler. Right away.
Thought I saw assassin somewhere.
Ha! One leg each.
Someone said that they feel they know these maps better than real places, like in the real world. Do you feel you're at that point, Ashi?
In
Vermintide.
that you know the maps better than
places in real life.
Yeah, I would say that's true. I used to like know all the grim locations and stuff like that, but I haven't picked up books in a long time because I'm lazy. So don't ask me where books are in the maps. Embarrassingly.
Down these stairs.
You know against the grain better than your own house?
I smell Ratman poison.
I would say I know the field and against the grain better than any part in the map, like the beginnings of the map. I've just seen them so often and died there. I was like, okay, yeah, I know what this is. Oh, is catfish in the way?
Myself. Yeah, I think I'm covering some.
Okay.
important items.
Yeah. Is that a little bit better?
Maybe, yeah, these things are probably less important.
You can get Grims if you want.
That wasn't right. Escape gunner.
Got him?
The Ratling is dead.
I spy another potion. What's for that brother?
Party Kruber. No more fire, or the gunner's fire.
This ain't done, mate. Keep them peeled.
We get the Grim?
Stay alert, gunners, mayflies.
This is Twitch 30/30, 100%. Budget.
Hold on, let me drink this.
Ratling's our problem, no more.
Arm yourselves with
Help.
bombs here.
Oh, where'd you come from?
Foul, what's the machinery?
Oh my god, I went from aiming to not aiming.
Dead.
Stay close to me. I see the path.
How many hours I have in Darktide now? Well, on my personal account, I have about 110 around this, I think. And then I also now have a work account, so I'm trying to put in the hours there as well, so I can grind my characters a little bit. But that's a little bit less. That's more like 10 to 20 hours.
Thanks, Hedge, but I think I think it's my, I think it was someone in my party last game. Couldn't access Kata. Not me. Why do you need separate accounts? So, we have our personal accounts, which is, you know, our own game library, and then you have dev accounts. And a dev account is we have playtests of things we're developing, so you obviously don't want to do that on your personal account. So that's why we have separate accounts.
Mitchum up and says it's so I can be toxic without it being traced back to me, apparently.
It's true. It's definitely true. I have definitely played a game where I might have been a little too speedy for a pub, and they called me toxic and terrible. Also on my dev account.
And as Hedge says, it's also nice to be able to play other games and own games, like without being plugged into work. Otherwise, you just have a tendency to keep checking your work, and it's nice to get a chance to step away.
Sometimes forget to log out. So I have bought a couple of games. So I believe Papers, Please and Sherlock Holmes are now owned by Fashion. Because they're on my. I actually bought two on my dev account.
Through here.
Assassin, I think. I'm still getting used to being able to hear assassins. Haven't figured out like quite where they come from.
Not so good in a fair fight, assassin.
Spawn.
That's the problem with Spawn. You never know what you're hitting.
It would appear you found at least one vital organ.
The tail of Grimnir talked to the guard. The fleet is tended by one of the Rickies.
Ah, I suppose there's no other choice. We'll have to keep going downwards.
Lucky black, sir. Excellent vermin about to charge.
That light storm
My favorite class and weapon in Darktide. In Darktide, I play Zealot, like almost exclusively. I have started playing Ogre recently, and that's been quite fun. But maybe that's why I also just like Kerillian with the greatsword so much. Maybe it's the same kind of feeling of just being able to charge in.
Greatsword is just, even though it's not like the best weapon in her arsenal, the movesets of it are so fun.
My favorite Zealot weapon? Well, it was the Eviscerator. The Emperor gifted me a very nice Mark II axe that I've been using recently, but I do prefer the Eviscerator. The chainswords I love.
We're heading down. More storm vermin. There's no end to them.
How much of Warhammer lore do you guys know? I mean, that's like
oh god,
insane amount.
I'm out of there. I don't. Nope. Sorry. Those things are
Shall
scary.
we face them together, Kruber?
Hold up. Need to patch a wound. The ancestor!
Over here.
Ha! Assassin!
Yes.
Scum!
Ow.
Smell some ammunition! This is the path! Glory, get it off me! Shield bearers! Stop burning! Side by side, face them together! Storm vermin with a shield! Black and elf with an air!
Oh, we didn't pick up the Grim in the room.
Storm vermin.
Don't give Ash
I
ashy
have-
bombs. It won't end well.
I
What
have
does it-
not killed someone with bombs in a long time, okay?
I was gonna say, is there some backstory to this? Is there something
Yes,
I don't
if
know?
yes, so I have killed entire teams with bombs and barrels. I actually was playing with a community member, and he was pretty far off in a distance, and I somehow lobbed a bomb at an enemy and hit him in the head.
That, Lumbersits, was the sound of a ritual reaching its peak. We don't have long. Kill that frother! Help me!
Chad is asking whether there's a clip of this somewhere. I also want to see the bomb incident.
I will find the clips and post them on Reddit. There's a number of clips of bombing people.
No sorrow for a dead packmaster.
We'll have to make a compilation at some point.
There's thousands of clips of action bombs. It's true. It's funny because it's true. Alrighty, let's see how this end event goes. math.
A black dot of wisdom.
Listen up. That's a Kazaki.
Do I play on a controller? I used to, like 3 years ago.
Meet them with steel
And,
precious strike.
You know, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. I think the worst part was moving off of controller and learning to play on a keyboard and mouse and having to how to play. That was pretty brutal. I remember
Yeah, I
streaming
can
at the time,
imagine.
like a novelty. Watching me learn how to play on a mouse.
I've never tried to go the other way around though. I've never played something mouse and keyboard and then tried to learn controller. It's always been the other way around.
Once you go one way, it's hard to go back. It's been very hard for me to go back. Like, it's one of those, you don't lose it, you lose it skills.
A strangler comes. We should kill it swiftly. But Alix, stay out of its sights. But Alix beat his last.
One of them black rats.
I am so sorry you ate my overhead. That was my fault.
Did playing mouse and keyboard make you a better player? Ask chat.
I would say so, but it took some time to like get there. I didn't really, because my aim on controller was so poor. I didn't think I had a good. I would have good aim on keyboard and mouse. You know, my aim's still not the best, but the fact I can headshot anything is it makes me happy. So, so I would say, yeah, it just the learning curve tough, and I tried to make it easier for myself by binding a lot of my buttons onto my mouse instead of actually using keys. And now that I've done that, I play with really signs and back and if you transition over do it that way. If I could go back and do it again, I would and learn.
Do you have like one of those MMO mice that has like the 50 buttons on it, or?
Not that bad. I have a 502, a G502, but it's got like 5 different side buttons. Oh. Is Pyromancer going to get a rework? So right now we don't have any reworks planned, but what we're interested is kind of hearing your thoughts about, you know, current balance, what you feel could be reworked, why you feel it might be that way. So post it on the community channels and we'll take a look at it. We're aware that there are certain balancing configurations that you all would like us to out, and we kind of want to know more thoughts on it.
Someone says you need foot pedals to be a pro-tide player. Does this mean that we'd ever see you play Vermintide on a dance mat?
On a dance mat?
Yeah. I saw someone do Elden Ring on it once.
Wait, there's someone in the community who plays Vermintide with Wii boats.
Amazing.
So it's not impossible. I don't know, the community, we're going to have to create a community challenge that, you know, the end reward is seeing you play on a dance mat or a fight stick or something like that.
Well, apparently you can play it with a Guitar Hero guitar, says chat.
Wow, really? Who's doing that? I kind of want to know. Alrighty, I think that's all we have time for today because it is almost 7 p.m. in Sweden, I think. Which is
those two
a little bit late. So we're going to end the chat here. Keep your eyes peeled for some news in the next handful of days. Catch you all next time. Thank you so much for the live stream and joining us, and thank you for making our voice actors beloved and welcome. Take care, everyone.
Thank you so much, guys.